Hello my darlings, hope you're doing very well. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of getting a neck tattoo. As you can see, my neck is, we got bits going on here and there, just a little one, it doesn't take up much space or anything. Yeah, it's pretty damn big what I've got going on my neck, throat area. It goes onto my chest and all sorts. There's bits being done here. But I got this done over a year ago now, this bit, and then I've got a B added recently, which, yeah, it's not that old. It's been there like a couple of weeks at this point. I do get a lot of questions about my neck tattoo, and people want to know, like, how much does it hurt? What are the pros of having a neck tattoo? What are the cons? Like, what's the deal with having a neck throat tattoo? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about it all. So yeah, I've had my neck throat tattooed for over a year now, so I've lived with it for that amount, and I've been through the healing process twice now and getting the tattoo process twice now. So yeah, I feel like I have enough experience to talk about, the pros and cons of having a neck throat tattoo. Okay, let's go. So the first pro that I have for you guys is it looks amazing. Okay, I might be tooting my own horn here because, I am obsessed and I love my neck, chest, throat tattoo so much. I don't know what I would do without it. I feel like it's a part of me now. Looking back at photos or videos of me without it is so strange. It just doesn't look like me, if that makes sense. Like, it just adds to my personality, my character, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, but it makes me me. Like, that is my first pro, is that it can really just add to who you are as a person. I know you shouldn't make tattoos or whatever you do with your body like your main identity, your main character, or whatever you want to call it, right? But it does help, it really does. And that leads to like my second pro as well. It is a confidence boost also. Like I was saying, it's just made me feel more me. I do absolutely love that sort of heavily tattooed look. It's just an aesthetic that I've always loved, even since I was a kid. Like, I was always putting temporary tattoos all over me. I literally just looked like a sticker book, right? It was a bit of a disaster. I always had sticky stuff all over me, but yeah, it's just been a part of me for the longest time. So then to have something there all the time it's just honestly really nice for me. Like, it's fabulous. With a neck throat tattoo, it can really finish off a tattoo that you already have. So mine actually is connected to a sleeve, or my sleeve that I have here. It's part of that, so it's all connected, as you can see there. So it can really finish off a sleeve if you want to connect it. You don't have to, obviously, but that is a huge pro. It just kind of brings it up and it just gives it a bit more of a edge to it. It's a bit more hardcore, if that makes any sense. Like, hey, why just stop at your arm? Let's just go up to your neck and throat, right? It can also be part of a chest tattoo, so you can have a chest tattoo going up to your neck also. I think a good example is a YouTuber here who used to do quite a lot of tattoo content. She doesn't do it so much anymore, but Catherine Burnt. But her sort of chest tattoo did go up to her neck just a little bit. It wasn't like extreme like this, but it looked really nice, and it just gives it that more of an edge. It's a bit more like hardcore, it just, yeah, I love it. Obviously with neck tattoos, you don't have to go so big like this. Like, this was a all or nothing kind of deal for me. Like, if I was gonna do a neck tattoo, I was gonna do a neck tattoo. Okay, like, I wasn't gonna go small. Oh no, like, I'm the person that's like, go big or go home, right? So, you don't have to have something this big. You just don't need to. If you don't want to, don't feel like you have to. I love a small neck tattoo too. Don't get me wrong, I think they're very cute, and again, you can still have it to complement a sleeve or a chest tattoo, or you can have it just, by itself. I will always recommend, though, I know this is kind of old school, and I do apologize for maybe carrying on that thing, because maybe we should move forward and past that, but I fully believe that you should get a few tattoos before having a neck tattoo. I really do, because with a neck tattoo, it's a huge commitment, and if you want a small neck tattoo and you don't have that many tattoos, that's fine, whatever, you do you, boo. But if you have a neck tattoo for a first tattoo, that's such a huge thing, and I feel like you should start other places first, because one, you don't know how to look after a tattoo, and starting on a neck tattoo is a big deal. They're kind of tricky to heal. I will talk about that in the cons. It's just better off to start elsewhere than going visible straight away for many reasons that I've spoke about before, but one of them is like jobs, education. You know, neck tattoos or very visible tattoos aren't as accepted as normal tattoos. It's being improved upon without a doubt, but it's still quite a risky step to take. And like I've been saying, obviously neck tattoos are very visible. They make a huge statement. So if you have a very personal tattoo you want to get, and it's a tattoo that you want on show quite a lot, to get it on your neck is, in my opinion, a fabulous idea, because it's something you will see all the goddamn time. Like, there's no escaping this ever, right? If you have a very personal, meaningful tattoo, putting it on your neck is such a good way of putting that statement across. So if you want a portrait of, you know, someone that's close to you, or a person that's passed away or whatever, you know, that really does make a statement. It is a great place to have a tattoo that you maybe don't mind talking about so much, because people will ask you about your neck tattoo, because, you know, it is there. People can see it all the time. So that's another thing you might want to be wary of though. So if you do get a personal tattoo that you don't really want to talk about too much, obviously neck isn't the best place, because again, people will ask you about it. Another pro for me is that it does, like I've been saying, make you look very visibly tattooed and heavily tattooed. And if you're about that, aesthetic, oh man. But also with that, it can be a con as well, because let's move on to the cons, unfortunately. Yeah, because it's visible, it's there all the time. You cannot have a day off from it, like no matter how much you try. If it's a small one, you probably could wear like a turtleneck or a scarf and it will hide it very easily. But if you go big like I have, there's no time off. Like, I could put makeup over it, but then it's gonna go all over my clothes and my, you know, the collar of my clothes. I can't wear a scarf to hide it because it goes right under here, like it's nearly on my face or my chin, like it's right there. So even a scarf can't hide this, because, you know, like double chin and all of that, like it's always on show. But for me, it's not a con, but for other people it might. So you really have to think about what you want on your neck. Do you want the option of hiding it? If you do, you have to go small, where you can wear like a turtleneck or something. Even then, there's a chance it will still poke through. Also, like I was just saying, with jobs and stuff, like very visible tattoos, hand, face, neck, oh, you just have to be careful. Again, like I was saying, times have changed. More places are being accepting, but if you think about, you know, lawyers or something that is a very professional business, you do have to be careful. So you have to think about, like, oh, what do I want to do in the future? Can I really commit to this? Am I going to regret it? Is it going to hold me back? Because you do not want to resent something so visible. It's not like a leg or an arm tattoo that you can hide very easily. It will take a lot of work to hide it. Also, obviously with this, it is a huge commitment. Like I was saying, once it's on there, there's nothing you can do about it. It's there. And obviously with laser and all of that, when you get laser on a tattoo, it gets all blistery and it boils up, and you're gonna end up walking around with a big blistery, boily neck, which is something you don't want to do. So like, once you commit to a neck tattoo, I think it's pretty much like that's it. Like, sure, you can get it lasered off, but like then that's going to be a huge thing that can take a year, 2 years for it to be fully gone. Well, almost gone. Sometimes you can't laser off a tattoo completely. You do end up with like little specks here and there. Also, with it being a huge commitment, is you only have one neck, if that makes sense. So it's not like we have multiple arms, where like with me, I've decided to do black work on one and then color on the other. I guess you could do that with your neck, have loads of little tattoos and have like whatever you want. But from my personal opinion, it's best to kind of do like one tattoo on like one side and then on the other side, or have a big one wrapping around the neck. You don't want to do too much on your neck, because moving on to our next con is because the neck is a tricky place to get tattooed, to have tattooed, but also your neck shows your age the quickest, as along with hands. So you'll notice, you know, people that are famous, like on the elderly side, their face will be Botoxed and facelifted to the gods, right? But you can still tell someone's age by their neck, because that is normally the first telltale signs of aging, along with the hands. So you don't want to get anything too fine lined or something that isn't going to be very readable, because, you know, as you get older, it's going to age not so well. So you are kind of limited as to what you have on your neck. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's your body, you can do what you want. If you want a fine line small tattoo on your neck, absolutely go for it. Your body, do what you want. Honestly, God knows what my neck is gonna look like if I do make it to sort of 60 or 70. Like, but it's one of those things, like, I'm gonna have so many years of it looking good that I don't really care. It's kind of worth it. But if that's something that worries you, you've got to really think about it. With getting your neck, throat tattooed, it is painful. This side, which was a 7-hour session, that was super painful for me. It was the most painful tattoo session I've had in my whole entire tattoo getting life, and I've had a lot of tattoo sessions in my tattoo getting life. The one that I got recently, like the bee and all the dot work and the stars and all of that, that wasn't too bad at all. But again, it was smaller. There's not much going on this side at all compared to this, where it's huge. So you got to take that in mind. Obviously, you can do tattoos in sessions. You can have line work in one session and then shading in another, and then if you want color, you can do that in another session. So you can take things in steps. You don't have to do it like me. I did balls to the wall kind of thing and did it all in one session. But bear in mind, it can be quite a painful place to be tattooed. Another con is it is kind of hard to heal because of the placement. You are continuously moving your neck up, down, all around, and like the first few days after getting a neck tattooed is not pleasant. Again, this one wasn't too bad. The B side of my neck really wasn't that bad. The Sanaderm made it really hard for me to move my neck, so I was kind of just moving my whole body because my neck was stiff. But yeah, this side, oh my god, it was, I couldn't sleep very well. It made me kind of miserable. Healing it is kind of tricky, especially if you have sort of long hair. So you can wear Sanaderm or Dermalize, which is like a cling film that you leave on your skin for up to a week, which really does make healing a lot easier, you would think, on your neck, but it doesn't, because it feels like you're wearing a massive cast, and also your neck swells up as well, and you just, honestly, just like this whole area of your body just feels awful, and you're just like, oh, I didn't feel great, honestly. If you have like long hair and you need to put the tattoo aftercare on, your hair gets all in it. Even if you tie your hair up, there's always that few wispy bits that fall down and it gets all sticky, and oh my god, it's a hard couple of weeks after getting tattooed. I will tell you that. I will be fully transparent. And the other con is judgment. Now, I haven't actually had that much judgment for my neck tattoo. Again, I did get it pretty much before, you know, coronavirus started, the lockdown, so I haven't actually been out that much. Like, I haven't been to other countries, you know, I haven't had judgment from like other cultures or anything like that. I have heard some stories of people that are heavily tattooed who have their neck tattooed, and they've had, you know, awful things said to them, or they've been judged very badly because of the neck tattoos and stuff, which is awful. But it's just, it's one of those things, and it's out of your control, unfortunately. But if you're someone that doesn't like people staring at you, or people, you know, judging you before they even know you because of your neck tattoo or because you have tattoos, you know, this is very visible. Again, you cannot hide it. So that is something you need to sort of take into account with getting a neck tattoo, because I know sometimes like confrontation or talking to strangers can be uncomfortable for a few people, so just bear that in mind also. But like I was saying, I haven't really had that at all. I've had stares, but I get stares anyway. When you're like an alternative person, you do get stared at no matter what, whether you have a neck tattoo or not, or visible tattoos or not. You do get the looks, because you're not, you know, blending in with everybody else. So yeah, I get people looking at me, and a few people, you know, in stores have been like, oh, that's nice, or oh dear, kind of thing. But you know, you just walk out and you move on to the next thing that you need to do. But yeah, I would love to know your guys' pros and cons of neck tattoos, if you have any. If you don't have any and you have any questions, just comment down below. I can help you out, or other people with neck tattoos can help you out, or if there's anything you're worried about, then comment down below and I can try and help you. So yeah, I hope you're all well, and until my next video, bye.